These are the NISI full spectrum NDs. I told myself I would stop using variable NDs like the NISI True Color VND because of their color shifting and vignetting. I haven't seen NISI do a lot of marketing for these, even though they're quite interesting, so I decided to buy one for myself. I tested it out, and then I bought another one, and here I am making a video about it. Each set comes with 3 FSNDs, a 3-stop, 6-stop, and 10-stop. They come in a neat bag with Velcro on multiple sides for attaching to your bag or body, so you can easily change filters on the fly while having a place to store them. There are 4 filter thread ranges to choose from: 40.5 to 49mm, 52 to 62mm, 72 to 82mm, and 86 to 95mm. Although there are multiple step-up rings to choose from within these ranges, I would have preferred the 82 to be a 77mm, as it seems to be more popular. And the step-up ring also means you usually cannot use a lens hood. Although they aren't magnetic, I find them nearly as convenient with a secure friction fit where you simply push them on and pull them off. It might be a little resistant to get used to at first, but the lens cap comes in handy if you're having trouble gripping the sides. I'd recommend keeping the caps on when swapping NDs, as it also forces you to always protect them, and that's why there are 7 of them, at least for the 82mm range. The 95mm range only comes with 5. How disappointing. But if you do lose one, no worries, you have 4 more. Oh yeah, and they can stack on top of each other, including the NISI True Color VND. How are FSNDs different from normal NDs or infrared NDs? ND filters block out stops of light except for the infrared spectrum, which can lead to IR pollution, particularly making black clothing look yucky. For the last decade, IR NDs were the solution, which cut out infrared waves, but not all other spectrums of light and often still have color shift. The premium option is full spectrum NDs, which are exactly as they sound. They remove all spectrum of light evenly, but don't remove infrared completely, but are usually more accurate. This might only be relevant if you combine these NDs with other NDs that leave some IR pollution. The NISI True Color VND is actually pretty good for what it is, but the reason that I'm switching is because I can't stand the partial color shift, making very specific parts of the scene look off, like the sky or skin tones. With other VNDs, you will often have color shift and vignetting, but FSNDs are very close to having no ND, with ND3 being indistinguishably perfect. ND6 vaguely has some color shifting, perhaps a little red or blue, which you'd probably only notice on a vector scope in controlled settings. ND6 and 3 stacked on top of each other still remain neutral. What's most interesting is that it's more accurate than ND10, which does have a noticeable colder shift, about 50 to 100 Kelvin colder. So if NISI are listening, I would suggest including a different ND in this package. ND10 is a bit excessive anyway, isn't it? Considering how well they stack with each other, I would ideally prefer ND1, 2, and 4 stops to have every stop of ND from 1 to 7. Quality control is also a very real consideration when purchasing glass or filters. The first batch of NDs I got had some greasy residue on them, which I returned. In both sets, ND10 stop has a colder color shift, but there is some variation with the ND6 stop. The 82mm FSND leaned a little cold, whereas the 95mm filter leaned a little red. However, I doubt you would be able to notice in outdoor lighting, but it is something to keep in mind for potential buyers. Now, although I don't have experience with some of the more premium NDs like Ari or Firecrest, these are pretty good, especially considering the price. I think I got mine for about $160 US, and you could just buy one and step up rings and use them for all of your lenses. If you're a fan of color accuracy or skin tones, you don't want to be spending thousands of dollars on Zeiss glass and pair it with a cheap variable ND. NISI also makes a matte box version of these, but me personally, I only have a few lenses with similar filter threads, so I don't mind using circular NDs. I think the reason these aren't more popular is because people really value convenience, especially because run and gun has become such a popular shooting style. There's also some really exciting camera tech on the horizon from Metabones and Kippertie making the rear adapter NDs, but I really doubt that they will be more color accurate than fixed NDs. That's just usually the case. So yeah, I thought this was worth sharing, and maybe it can serve you well. Spend wisely.